Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to do a button swap here, the Catz Fightstick Alpha. Picked this up on Amazon for about $47, and I thought that was a pretty good deal. And right now I'm just going to leave the joystick as it is. Don't have too many problems with it right now at the moment, but as soon as I put my fingers on those buttons, I just knew, like, instantly I had to swap them out. And even after a couple of trials in Street Fighter 5, the R2 button, you could just tell it was getting jammed, so definitely needed a quick swap. Right now I'm going to show you the parts that we'll be needing to dissect this thing, and I already opened it up, and what it looks like is all the buttons are soldered onto the quick connects, and so I'm just going to have to chop those off with some wire cutters, and hopefully everything will work out. So let's go ahead and dive into the parts that we'll be needing. First off, you just want to get your quick disconnects here, and they're number .0110 that you could pick up at Focus Attack or any kind of electronics store. Real cheap for only a nickel for one, and I think that's alright for now. They dropped the price about a nickel. I'm going to go ahead and use the PS14G snap-ins. I'm not too sure if these will fit for sure, but the X button works out so far, so we'll figure it out as we go. You're going to need some wire cutters to cut the wires off of the buttons, a mini screwdriver to get the back part screwed out, a wire crimper, or you might want to go with some needle nose pliers, whatever's handy, and then another wire cutter here, just so I can get the quick parts cut out to show some threading. Alright, so let's go ahead and flip this around. If it's your first time dissecting it, you would think only the 6 screws need to be taken out, but there is one in the middle that's covered up by the sticker, so I just went ahead and put a little hole in there and dug it out, and you eventually get it out. Alright, so let's go ahead and pop this thing open. Alright, so we open the back of the case up, and our main focus right here for now is just going to be this wire harness, which leads to all the button connects. And all I'm going to do right now is just chop away at all the wires as close to the button as possible with some wire cutters. And once I finish all that up, then we're just going to go ahead and get right to the quick disconnect crimping. Out, pull this whole harness out. Now everything's color coordinated and matches for the buttons, so you shouldn't have anything to worry about. And let's just go ahead and get to the quick connects. Remove all the buttons, and I'll have another quick video up in just a sec. Alright, so I went ahead and removed the wire harness from the PCB just so we could have some space to work with once we start crimping up all these wires. I also want to confirm that the Famitsu PS14Gs do fit inside the case. What I had to do was just unscrew the screw just a tad bit from the PCB mount, just those two right there, just to give it a little wiggle room, and everything snapped in fine. So I'm assuming that most snap-ins and screw-ins probably fit, aside from HAP or IO buttons, because those things are pretty damn long. Alright, so what we're going to do is go ahead and get to the button harness. What I need to do is go ahead and pin out a daisy chain for the ground wire. I'll probably just show one video tutorial on how to do it, and then I'll skip the rest of the 5 buttons. But for some it might be a little bit of a problem. I really don't like doing it personally, but hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. So let's get ready to go ahead and set this daisy chain up, and then we'll follow up with the rest of the signal buttons. Alright, here we go, setting up the daisy chain. What you want to get with you is your wire cutter. You got the ground signal coming from the PCB harness, which is the black wire. And then you want to just go ahead and make sure you go ahead and fit the proper slot for which cut you're going to make. And then you just want to go ahead and fit it in there. I usually cut about 3 millimeters and just give it a nice tug, and then you should pull away, and then you'll have a nice good silver thread coming out of there. I went ahead and took another wire and did the exact same thing, about 3 millimeters, and you just want to go ahead and twist them together. about right. Now you go ahead and get your crimping tool if you have it with you. I have my quick disconnect. I'm using open barrel ones on this round. I haven't used these in a while, so what I'm just going to do is make sure I fit it in the right slot. Just about right. Fits right in. You can see it has these little teeth in there, so once you crimp them together, it should be nice and tight. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just slip these up all the way. Give it all the way about right there to the top. Just kind of crimp them up together. Move over to the next one to give it some insulation. And so forth. Alright, it's nice and taut. Hopefully it'll work out. And that's basically your daisy chaining 101. I'll go ahead and follow up with the rest of the 5 buttons, and we'll get to the regular buttons and crimp those up pretty much the exact same way, except you won't need to daisy chain any of them. Alright, so I finished up my daisy chain. As you can see, it should look something like this, just kind of like little curly cues, hooks. And finish it off right here with one just disconnect. You just pretty much same application. You just cut about 3 millimeters off the outer thread, twist it up, you got one disconnect there. And that's pretty much the same goes for the rest of the buttons. So let's just take this random green one here. Same thing. Just chop about 3 millimeters of the wire. There you go. You got about a good 3 millimeters. Twist them up. Grab a quick connect. These ones are the closed barrel quick disconnects. I like these ones. These ones are much more preferable. So we just go ahead and insert it. And these ones you could actually use needle nose pliers if you don't have a crimper. In this case, you just go ahead and grab it. And make sure that wire pops up to the top. Just go ahead and give it a crimp. Alright, so I'll go ahead and finish up the rest of the 5 buttons, and then we'll go ahead and plug up everything. Hopefully everything works. Alright, so we finished crimping all of our quick disconnects. I've already inserted the harness back into the PCB, so now it's all about just inserting all the quick disconnects into the buttons. And I'll start off with the daisy chain. I won't plug them in all the way yet just because I know it might be kind of a hassle. So I'll just follow it up here. Just start off with one point beginning. I'll just go ahead and put it in that one. You can go ahead and grab that part and so forth. Just follow it along until you finally finish at the last button right there, and then just follow the PCB guide with the button colors and match those to the buttons accordingly. As you can see underneath there, everything's all matched up for color coordination. You should be alright. So let's go ahead and plug it up, snap everything in, close up the case, and see if everything functions well. So we finished closing up the case. Buttons fit fine, plays fine. We'll wear out that joystick until it's time to replace it with the JLF or a Sumitsu LS38 if that'll fit. Hope you enjoyed the video. This was my first tutorial on modding, so bear with me if there was some quality issues, but hopefully I'll be back in the lab bringing you some more footage. Alright, thanks a lot.